Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hanging With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter, and you're watching HWWS Web TV right here. We're at Space Coast Comic Con all weekend long, and right now we're hanging out with HWWS Web TV host himself of the Nerds United in Brevard, or NUB. Don't ask, it worked. You watch, you know it works. So we're here with podcaster, writer, creator, you name it. This guy does it all. David Galiano. David, man,
Hey.
Thank you for hanging with us for a little while today.
Thank you for having me.
Been a little
on.
while since we've kind of hung out. And
Yeah, MegaCon, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you guys have been busy though.
Oh yeah.
Got the podcast coming out every week. You got the one for us. Plus, you guys are doing your own thing.
Yep.
And you've been developing comics, and
Yeah.
I mean, look at the work you're doing here, man. What
So-
do we got? What do we got here?
This is the poster for my upcoming comic. Comes out February 19th. It's called Savage Bastards.
Savage Bastards.
Yep. It's being produced by Mad Cave Studios.
Awesome.
Yep. And you can get it at any of your local comic book stores. You just go and ask your LCS to order it for you.
That is fantastic. Now, give us a little bit. What can we expect?
So basically, Savage Bastards is a traditional Western in a lot of ways. You know, it's got the spaghetti Western tropes of like the train car robbery, the bank robbery, you know, the saloon dancing girls, that kind of stuff. But there's a slight fantasy twist involved with it, and a little bit of like a buddy cop kind of thing going on.
Oh, nice.
Our two main characters, Samuel Franklin and Elliot Wright, are actually half brothers, and you know they've never met before the comic book starts, so they're kind of getting to know each other, and it
That's
plays
always
out.
a fun dynamic.
Oh yeah,
it really is. It's fun to play with that whole idea of opposites in the same direction.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic way of storytelling.
It is because when you have a single protagonist, that protagonist tends to be bigger than life. You have that guy that's just like, you know, he's always virtuous and he's always the best shot and he's always all these, you know, the standard hero tropes.
Yeah.
When you break that character into 2 or 3 pieces and you make them work together to find those things,
Yeah.
there's real drama in there because that's real life. None of us are actually that guy.
Exactly.
But it takes 3 or 4 of us sometimes together to make that guy.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to watch that dynamic. So, are you a Westerns fan? Where did this come from? Where you're just sitting at home one day going, you know, I think I'd do a comic book. A Western sounds good because that's not something that normally goes together.
No,
you know,
I mean
in people's
Western.
minds.
Well,
I mean, they
Western,
were. I mean, the heyday of comics, the old pulp novels and you know, pulp fiction stuff. They were Westerns. They were noirs. They were very Americana in the mythology they used.
Exactly. What it was I was actually a contest winner for Mad Cave Studios, and they
Okay.
had some IPs for the contest winners, and one of their IPs was this Savage Bastards idea that they had, that they wanted to be a Western that had to do with 2 brothers, and that was pretty much it. They said, take that idea and create something for us, and that's what I did. So,
fantastic.
You know, I don't know if I would have chosen a Western for my first story, but a Western is such a classic kind of environment to
What were
write
the
in.
challenges for you, having that be your first foray for them? Were there any special challenges?
There was a lot of challenge in the fact that I wanted to do world building in the story. I wanted to create a whole mythos that would go along with the story, and it's only 5 books, so I had, you know, it was find that balance between, you know, giving my readers a great story, a fun time, but also giving them this world that I've created without going too far in either direction, you know?
Yeah. Well, it is, especially when they tell you it's a short run, because now you have to build a world, build a character that your reader can invest in. Build an adventure that they can feel the peril of your hero, and round it all out and do that in 5 books.
Yeah.
You know, have fun with that. Who's doing the art?
So the art is a gentleman named Carlos Angeli.
Okay.
He lives in South America, and he's a fantastic artist. He's one of those guys that can do like photorealistic art, you know, as well as comic book art and things like that. The style that he chose for this comic, if you look at it.
Were you guys paired up on this, or did
Yes,
you
we were
guys
paired
reach
up.
out
Yep,
to
we were
each
both.
other?
No, we were both contest winners. We were paired up. But the style that he chose, if you look, is basically back in the day in the West, they didn't have cameras that could catch action, you know, that like a bank robbery and things like that. So when you got newspaper back then, you'd have these drawings of what happened, the events that happened. So he took that style and made the whole book that kind of like Western
That's kind of cool.
newspaper drawn style.
That is really cool because it's plugged from the headlines of your world.
Yep.
Which is really cool. Oh, okay. Sometimes she sends us questions because she's afraid we're going to get off topic.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I completely understand.
Not like it happens a lot.
Especially if you're a talker.
Okay, maybe it happens a lot. We don't know. Okay, so when can people expect this out in their local comic?
February 19th, it'll be out. You can get it anywhere in the country. You can get it through Diamond. Just go to your, like I said, go to your local comic book store and ask them for it. If you live in Brevard, I will be doing signings at all 4 of the big
Major
stores that we
comic
have
shops,
here.
yeah.
Yep. 2 of them on the actual day of. So on February 19th, I'll be at Famous Faces and Funnies in the evening, and I'll be at 9.9 Comic Books in the afternoon.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And is this your first foray yourself personally into creating a comic?
This is I about 2.5 years ago. I decided I want to start writing comic books and won the contest. And this is my first published work. I mean, I wrote a bunch of scripts, but this is my first published.
This is the first time you're actually out there, huh?
Yep.
So, what are you most looking forward to?
Feedback.
Now? Feedback.
Honestly, I really want people to read the book. And I want them to tell me what they like, what they don't like. If the style works for them, if the characters work for them. Because that's only going to make me a better writer.
Absolutely.
So
I mean, the great thing about being a new creator is that with the internet and the way we're connected today through media, feedback is almost instant. Mm-hmm. It's not always positive. Sometimes it's almost hurtful.
Yeah.
But when you break it down and you boil it down for what it's worth, it makes you a better creative artist. Mm-hmm. Because people will tell you, I did hate this, but I hated it because of this, and I could see that I would like it if you did this. Mm-hmm. So whether it's with me, I believe me, I get torn apart if I miss a comma. Mm-hmm. And I'll get and somebody will just go right off, but I won't miss that comma again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that person paid 99 cents for a book or $19 for a paperback, and I want to make sure they don't feel like that again.
Yeah,
so,
you want to entertain them. I want them to be entertained. I want them to enjoy the story, and I want to continue to write comic books. So the more feedback I get, the more I can do that.
That is awesome. So what's coming up for NUB coming up the road?
So we've done a lot of interviews here at Space Coast Comic Con. We've talked to a lot of the indie creators and things that are here about their books and their projects, some of the cosplayers and things like that. So there's going to be a lot of interviews probably over the next month.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we actually came up with the idea that we're going to call them Inside the Nerd. I think
Inside.
or not Inside.
That has a whole different.
Yeah, no, that wasn't it. Never mind. That's inappropriate.
No. Don't Google that.
Yeah, don't.
We don't want to know what comes up in a Google search.
You know what? When I remember what the name is, we'll have it posted with the actual podcast.
We'll drop that in the comments down below. So, where did the name Murse come from? Okay.
Okay.
Speaking of feedback, we have feedback coming in right now. Where did the name of Murse come from?
I used to be a semi-pro gamer, and I was going to school.
Semi-pro gamer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, video games.
This is wait. I'm old.
Yeah.
This is a thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's pro gamers. There's people that actually make money playing video games, and then there's semi-pro gamers who are people who go to competitions to make money to play video games, but they're just not good enough to do so. So that's what I did. I did that for a few years.
It's like any other sport, then.
Exactly.
Really.
I
love that they give you a title anyway. You're semi-pro.
Yeah, it's like watching wrestling, and you got the guy who has no theme at all, and he's going to lose to the wrestler who's been wrestling.
So he's a semi-pro.
Yes, he's
the other guy. He's the pro.
He's the actual pro. Yeah. So
I got it. Okay.
But as I was going to school to become a nurse and everything like that, I wanted to change my gamer tag to kind of reflect what I was doing, and being one of 6 guys in nursing school at the time, I was like, oh, we're all like male nurses, so we're Murses, I guess. And then I was like, okay, so that became my gamer tag, and then I use it for the podcast as well, the Murse. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You have to just be a male nurse because you can be a Murse.
Yeah, you gotta be a Murse.
Better.
I think the only bad part is sometimes you might get confused with like a male purse and be a Murse, but
I could see where that could happen.
Yeah.
But really, I like Murse is just it's got a feel to it. Mm-hmm. It's got a nice group. Because when you go to the hospital and you're thinking about who you want to come in and check on you, ask for your Murse.
Well, don't ask for me, because if you're at my
If you ask
hospital,
for the Murse, you're in trouble because
Yeah.
if you're, you know.
well, I work in psych, so hopefully, you
don't want to, if you need him.
Yeah. I mean, if you need me, by all means,
Yeah.
I want to help you. But if you're not actually having
If you're there for like a
psych
splint,
issue,
if you're there for like a splint, but you ask for the Murse,
yeah, I'll ask you what your relationship
they're going
is
to send
with
you
your
to
mom.
an entirely different wing.
Yeah.
You may not want to be there.
Yeah, if you ask for me when you have a broken arm, I'm not gonna be able to help you with
Can't
that. But
help you.
I'll ask you how your relationship is with your mom, and if you're having any thoughts
Well,
of
if
hurting
their
yourself.
relationship was better with their mom, their arm wouldn't be broken. So
that could
see
be
what I
true.
mean?
That could be very true.
Guys, we have to wrap it up. We want to say thank you so much to our great friends, Josh Bauer, for all the art that's on our set at J. Bauer Art. Famous Faces and Funnies right here in beautiful Brevard County. Rick Shea and his team are doing awesome things in the geekdom. Space Coast Comics and Space Coast Comic Con, thanks for having us out here, guys. Hearts Helping Others of Central Florida, B and her crew. That's Families Helping Families right here in Central Florida. A great 501c3. Brevard Film and Talent for making us some kind of filmmakers. I'm not saying I'm good, just saying that we're some kind of filmmakers. Mommy and G Creations for all of our merchandise. NSC Live TV for taking all of those nice live auction videos, putting them in one place so you can see what comic shops are selling what, when, how, and where, all across the country.
Oh, I like that.
So thanks for that, guys. Screech Dragon Games for some of these great set pieces and all their support, and you for subscribing, for hitting the notification bell, coming back over and over again. Thank you, David Galiano, for hanging out with us a little bit today, guys. Remember, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next. Awesome.
Thanks for letting me derail your podcast for a little while there. Sorry about that.